The Lord is my shepherd, I have all that I need. He lets me rest.
Hello.
Be still. Breathe in the grace. Breathe out the heavy. Be still. And the Lord is my shepherd, I have all that I need. He lets me rest. Be still.
Yo, welcome back to the TBS show, man. It's Arista Chat. It is April 28th, 2026. And this is where we keep it real life, real stories, real conversations, man. Today, I know I joke on the real, but today we not joking around, man. This one the deep. You know, we talking about childhood trauma and how it follows you into adulthood. And if you're listening, just be present with this one. Just bear with me. This is gonna get, like I said, it's gonna get real. It's gonna get very real.
Be still.
Again, welcome back to the TBS show. We here, we live, we doing it. We are live on YouTube, Spotify, we live on YouTube, Twitch, and Riverside. So we here and we live, man. So I want to make sure that we doing everything that I need to do on my end. So let me get myself situated over here. But yeah, as of right now, man, let's go into our mental check-in, man. Cause let me ask, how much of who you are
The
today
Lord is my shepherd.
comes from what you went through as a
I
kid?
have all that I need.
How much
He
of
lets
who you
me
are today
rest.
comes from what you went through as a kid? A lot of us look grown on the outside, but I mean, we still ratting from old pain, short tempers, shutting down, always on guard. Sometimes that's not personality, man. That needs to be talked about more. Sometimes when you dealing with that, or going through, or trying to sort out who you are now, and trying to also heal yourself from that pain and that trauma that you probably went through as a kid, man, that ain't people take that as personality, man. That ain't personality, man. That's protection.
Be still.
That is protection right there. We gotta do better on that. I don't know if y'all watch it, but I'm a big sports fan, man. So one of my favorite players watching or coming up watching alongside KD, LeBron, was Michael Beasley. Michael Beasley was that guy because I could see he could do everything. Nothing Michael Beasley couldn't do on that court. To me, that was my guy. And so he did the podcast with Uncle Shannon, man, and I was watching. And the way he was explaining his childhood, you could hear it. That wasn't just a story. Like, that was a world that he was talking about. Like, you can say, oh, he was successful, he made it, he did all this, but I mean, that don't erase the trauma, that don't erase the pain. If anything, it kind of amplifies it, because now you on the world stage where everybody see you. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody got something they need to say about you and how you feeling and who you are. That's just it. Like him watching that, man. It took me a couple of days to watch it because I was seeing clips, and one of the clips Uncle Shannon asked, he said, "Hey Mike, what is it that you need for that little boy that went through everything that he went through to heal?" I mean, it wasn't exactly like that, but it's in the same realm. And Michael Beasley said, just listen. Stop telling me who you think I am. That right there, man, almost brought me to tears, man. Actually, it did. Let me not do that. It brought me to tears. I was tripping. I couldn't watch it for a minute. I didn't even finish the whole one. I just watched like maybe half of it. And hearing that made me come back and think about, man, like, man, there's so much unresolved things that I never dealt with, or I didn't know how to deal with, or I didn't have the guidance to deal with. And so even with that, it's just like, hey, people go through stuff, people have been through things, and just because you don't know what they going through, or maybe what you went through, hey, well, man, everybody don't go through the same thing, but still, you can't judge anybody off of who they are and what and what you see them as, because you don't know what led them to be who they are today. You don't know unless they tell you. A lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people won't talk about it. And ain't nothing wrong with not talking about it, but it's also, that's why we also got to be mindful of who we entertain. Some people we call, that we might look at as friends, but we still judge them. Like, it's real deep. It's a lot deeper, man. And that goes into our mental check-in, man, that we do every time most of the time I get on here, every time. It goes to our mental check-in, man. How you doing physically, emotionally, spiritually? How you doing? That's a real question, man. Everybody quick to say, "No, I'm straight, I'm good." All right. Don't nobody want to look weak. I mean, who would? Honestly, who would? You can't blame nobody for shutting down and always being on guard, man. That's just that's protection for them. That's how they protect themselves. It's not their personality, man. That's just how they protect themselves. How I protect themselves. Like I say, a lot of times I'm on here talking to myself. I go back and listen, and I go back and hear it. And some of the stuff that I mean, these conversations I have with myself, but the fact that I hear myself come out and be able to tell people, or other people can hear me and listen, and it might, help somebody down the line, man. That's all it's for. Don't matter who you are, everybody go through something. Everybody done went through something. And I'm not speaking from theory. I'm speaking from what I live. Like, honestly, if we going
This
down
is
the
Buick
road with it,
now.
I'm speaking from my experience, how I live, what I saw. Like, my childhood had its ups and downs. For me, people might not see it that way, but for me, if I'm being for real, I felt like I had to survive. Like, we went down bad as others that I seen, but we ain't have it. A lot of time we ain't have it. To this day, I don't even think my mama know that. I know that she sent me to my grandma's house just out the blue. Like, I normally just be at home, but out the blue, she sent me up there and like, "Hey, you gonna go stay?" I normally got to ask. I normally had to ask. Like, "Hey, can I go stay?" No, I didn't have to ask this time. Mama said, "No, you gonna go stay with your grandma." She to this day, she don't know that I know that the reason she sent is because the lights was off. Might sound crazy. Yeah, I know it, but I knew it. She didn't even have to lie to me. I was gonna kick it. It wasn't the first time. It definitely wasn't the first time, but the fact that she didn't think I understood, or she tried to hide it from me, I mean, I get it. And then, my pops was in and out of my life, most of my life. I say from like a little kid till I got older. Most of my life is just of him. Most of my memories of him is in him being in prison. That's just it. It's just him going away. And then that left me with my mom, my grandma, with both my grandmas, my mom, and my dad, mom, and that just kind of it made me feel alone. Like, I wasn't alone, but it made me feel alone. You got to think, I was the only child in my household, so it was just me. Like, it was just me. I ain't had no siblings to go through it with, or to like build nothing with, like, hey, we gonna work together, we gonna do that. I didn't have that. It was just me. And for me, I didn't have really no male role models like that. So it was just me out here just trying to figure it out. Besides working and putting in the time, man, it wasn't too much I was really exposed to like that, for real. But I mean, besides those two traumatic experiences that I did talk about on a different episode, y'all gotta go find it. Go listen to them all and go find it. But outside of that, I felt it was me, and I felt alone a lot of the time
Breathe
at an
in
early
the
age,
grace.
at a very early age, and it got
Breathe out
for
the
me, it
heavy.
really messed with my mental because
Be
as far as
still.
defending myself, I ain't had nobody tell me how to defend myself. I had to figure that back in my time, so back in my time when folks used to be in school, they joke like I was fat and I got a gap too. I got a real big gap in the front, a real big gap. And I used to get picked on for being fat. I used to get picked on for having a gap. Now, it hurt my feelings at first. And nobody told me, hey, you gotta defend yourself. I had to figure that out. And what people didn't know, that made me like, damn, what they said really hurt my feelings, and I can't tell nobody about it. It wasn't nobody to tell.
The Lord
I could be like, hey,
is
bro,
my
they just said that,
shepherd.
man. Go beat them up. I
I
ain't had no
have
big brother,
all that
no big
I
sister to go
need.
tell. So that
He
made me be
lets
like,
me
okay,
rest.
ain't nothing gonna happen, ain't nothing gonna change. I gotta do this on my own. So when they started joking on me, I'm right back, firing right back. They say something about me, I'm right back on them. They say something hurtful about me, back bad. You think I don't know nothing about you? I'm finna hit you with something. And I wasn't trying to do it to be funny. It came out funny, which is it's crazy that it did. It came out funny, but I was trying to cut throats when I said something. The most evilest, most diabolical thing I can think of at that time. I was saying it, and I didn't care. That was my defense mechanism. Until I got good at it. Until I got somebody so good they stopped talking about me.
Be still.
Like me, I wasn't the one to pick at nobody, laugh at nobody like that, man. Cause I've been through it, so I'm not gonna do it to nobody. But if you coming with me, you coming at me, you best be ready, cause I'm finna hit you. I'm finna hit you. As kids, we all thought it was funny, but nobody realized I was saying the most craziest, evilest thing that could come into my mind. I didn't care. I ain't care if it hurt feelings. I ain't care if it made you cry. Cause you came at me. I'm finna defend myself, man. But that's just that.
Breathe in the
But when you a
grace.
kid going through that, man, you don't just get to be soft, bro. You don't just get to be
Breathe
a
out the
kid like that. You gotta,
heavy.
in
Be
those
still.
positions, you gotta feeling alone, feeling like you ain't got nobody, feeling like you can't go to nobody. You build defense mechanism, and I had to. Reflexes got good. Yeah, I was fat, but hey, these hands was quick. Now I wasn't fighting. But if we played sports, I'm there. Ain't nothing you can't tell me I can't do. And it wasn't nothing that nobody could tell me I couldn't do. So I did everything. Everything. That's how I feel like I survived. I didn't learn how to be confident in myself. I had to learn how to defend myself, how to protect myself.
The Lord
And
is
you
my
know,
shepherd. I have
the
all
part that
that
people
I
don't see,
need.
what protects you as a kid can
He
damage you
lets
as an adult,
me
because now
rest.
on a consistent basis, I'm on guard. I'm always ready to respond. I don't trust these, man. Even though I know I'm safe, I know now. I said it as of April 28th, and since I've been going to church and going, the men's conferences, I'm starting to actually see myself as who I am. I'm starting to actually really figure out who I am, and I hate that I'm 32 and I'm figuring this out. But all them years before then, I was just
Be
full of
still.
anger, rage, man, pain. And that's all because for me, I didn't have it. I didn't have nobody. That's how I feel. And it gets to a point that even when you feel safe, your mind will make you think that you're not. For a lot of that, and that's me going into saying I wasn't living, man. I was reacting
Breathe in the grace.
to everything.
Breathe out the heavy.
I say when I finally got older, and for a long time, I remember the incident. Dang on, we in the car. It's me, my mom, my dad before he, went off. Me, him, my mama. We going to the movies. I remember, like I said, matter of fact, I wasn't even going to the movies. They were dropping me off. They were going to the movies. I was going to my auntie house. They was dropping me off. They was going to do their own thing. And so I remember I used to be very inquisitive, which means I used to ask a lot of questions. I used to try to always figure something out. I was always eager to learn. I was eager to figure something out. And that came from me just being naturally curious. And I remember asking a whole bunch of questions about this, about that, about this, about that. And I remember, like, my mama didn't say nothing, but I remember my dad looked me dead in that rearview mirror, because I'm sitting in the middle in the back of the car. He looked me dead in that rearview mirror, and he said, "God dang, boy, breathe, hush." He ain't gonna remember that. Mama ain't gonna remember that. But that stuck with me my whole life. So I stopped talking. That's the point. That's what I mean. They don't remember it. They don't realize that at that point was the time that I stopped talking. I stopped talking and I started observing everything. I ain't say nothing. Nothing at all for a long time. That was it. I'm like, nah, I ain't got nothing to say to them. Because they can't even hear me for now. Right now. Like, I wasn't thinking like that then, of course, but I'm saying that was
Smart
big for me.
founders know something most people miss. Get your domain name even if you're not ready to launch.
For me, because you telling me to be quiet and I'm just trying to learn everything I can from you. Yeah, okay. That hurt and that stuck with me. It still hurt. It's crazy. Because I know I was basically like 7, maybe 8. And I just stopped talking. And I never opened up after that. Never opened up. Everything I was going through to me, which I thought was stressful and hurtful to me, I kept it to myself. I bottled it up and I just kept pushing. I didn't let it show. Only thing, which is crazy, only thing, I didn't let those emotions show, but my face told it all. Like, if you said something I wasn't really feeling, it made my face, I'm gonna ball my face up. You gonna see that right on my face. I ain't gonna say it though, but you gonna see it. You definitely gonna see it before I say something. That's why doing this is like a big full circle of change and evolution, because I don't talk, but I get on here and talk to y'all. I get on here and talk to myself, because somebody might need to hear it. They hurt. And the only 2 people who really tried to really get me to open up and talk, it was my mom's mom and my dad's mom, because I was with them a lot. They used to always ask me like, "Hey, you okay? What's wrong? You want to talk?" I never had nothing to say. Didn't feel like it mattered. Then I got a little older. This around the time my grandma got sick. My mom got sick, and she was already sick. Like, before I started really knowing something, she had real serious mental health trauma, mental health issues. used to actually go. I didn't find this out until later, but she used to actually go to these, these hospitals and get checked in and all, and be gone for a little bit. I didn't know that. I just used to know, hey, grandma going out of town, stuff like that.
Be still.
But she was already kind of sickly. She already had a pacemaker. What is that? Yeah, she already had a pacemaker. And I remember when I was a kid laying on her chest and I could hear it. I said, grandma, why you don't have a heartbeat? I said, all I hear is ticking. She told me they had to put that in. I'm like, oh, didn't know how dramatic that was or anything. So fast forward, she get older. She ended up having a stroke, started having seizures, had a brain aneurysm. They had to go in and get that out.
Breathe in the grace.
She ended up having another stroke. Like, she's still living through all this.
Breathe
I used to
out
go
the
pick her up,
heavy.
bring her to church.
Be
She
still
lived with us for a minute. I used to help take care of them.
and
And this is me doing this as a child. I'm seeing this like I understand my mama wanted to take care of her mom. I never judged her for that. Never would judge her for that, but I don't know if I should have been looking at that as a kid. I did. I dealt with it. Kept pushing. Like I said, I didn't have nobody to talk to. But it was times when I would go pick up my grandma from the nursing home and bring her to church. She would listen to me. She couldn't really speak or respond back to me. But she could listen. She always listened.
the Lord is
It
my
used to be so funny, man, talking to her, and I'd say something,
I have all
and I'm like,
that
grandma,
I
you
need.
believe such and such, like this person did
He
this and this and
lets
that.
me rest.
Like I say, she wasn't verbal, but she could say, That would be so funny to me. 'Cause I say tell her stuff like that, so I can just hear her say, That was just too funny to me. But, that's just what I went through. That's part of it. They helped me realize, man, that version of me helped me survive, but it can't be the version that leads my life anymore, man. And then here's the real part, man. For those who listening, who've been through something, what happened to you, it isn't your fault. It ain't your fault.
Be
But
still.
healing from it, that's all on you. What happened to you might not have been your fault. But healing from it is your full responsibility. And I'm learning that, man, thanks to God, going into the Bible. We'll touch on that in the Bible verse in a second. But you can't keep bleeding on people who cut you, which is big, because it's just like
Breathe in the grace.
people you meet in life, the family you build as you get older, they weren't there. They don't know.
Still
It's your responsibility to heal, explain it to them so they can understand. I didn't know that. And that's what I'm learning. Like I said, I'm learning. Thanks to God, thanks to church, thanks to reading that word, man. Thanks to reading that word. That gets me through a lot of my days, reading the word. Yes, sir. If it wasn't for that, yes, and so now let's transition over to the Bible verse of the day that kind of, piggybacks on everything that I kind of spoke on. It comes from Ezekiel 36:26.
the Lord is my
Put that on
shepherd.
the screen.
I have all that I need. He lets me
It comes from
rest.
Ezekiel 36:26. y'all want to go back and look at it yourself. Ezekiel 36:26 says, I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. Because trauma can turn you cold. It can turn you heartless. And a lot of us become hard, not because we wanted to, but because we had to.
Be still.
But God is saying, I can heal all that, and I can soften that, and I can restore you. You're not broken, you just wounded. I'm gonna put that back in one more time. You ain't broken at all. You just wounded. Gotta let that one breathe for a minute, man. But as of right now, man, if you listening live and this hits you and you've been through something, man, call in. You don't have to garrett yourself. Call in. I'm finna drop the link in the chat. Hop on there with your boy, man. Talk to me.
Breathe
We can both talk. We can talk this out. Come to a resolve together if we got to. But I'm dropping that link in the chat, man. If you want to call in, let me know. Just hit the link. Hit the link. Jump on. Talk to your boy. That's what we do it for. Give y'all a few minutes to sit on that if y'all want to call in. I'm going to let the music vibe out for a minute. But call in, talk to me. If you dealt with childhood trauma, dealing with childhood trauma, man, hit the line, man. Let's go. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't try to deal with it on your own, man. Talk. Get it at. Get it at.
The Lord is my shepherd.
All you gotta do is
I
just
have
talk.
all that I need. He lets me
Just get it at.
rest.
We got the lines open right now, man. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes, man. We got the lines open. We got the lines open for you, man. Hop in the chat. Let's talk.
Be
You can
still.
talk in the chat. You ain't gotta get on there. You ain't gotta get a call in. But the lines are open, man. If you need to talk, you need to get something out. You need to just vent. Come on. Lines open, talk to him. It ain't never too late. Ain't never gonna be too late to talk about it, start dealing with it. And we all need to do.
Breathe in the grace. Breathe out the heavy. Be still. And
Alright, that's it. Left the lines open for a minute, try to see you next time. Maybe we'll get a few more followers, a few more people in here that'll come in and talk. Maybe want to talk. Just know, hey, I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm gonna leave it open for a few more minutes, man. If you listening live and this hits you, talking about childhood trauma, and there's something that you're dealing with, something that you need to get off your chest, your mind, something you need to just take a little bit off your shoulders. Cause you don't have to carry it by yourself. And call in, hit the link in the chat. We live, man.
the Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. He lets me rest.
OMG, y'all. Travelers swear by this one trick. What's up with Mom?
She's been scrolling travel advice for hours. Now she's got influencer.
Be still.